Well, something else that has come out this week that's been fairly controversial as well is a proposal by Representative Mark White. He's the head of the Education Committee, represents Memphis in Nashville at the state capitol, and he wants to have the governor add, I should say, appoint 6 additional members to the Memphis Shelby County School Board, calling the current one dysfunctional. And obviously the thinking is he's trying to stack the deck a little bit and make sure that maybe with some appointees who he believes might help gain control of the school board or help it act less dysfunctionally. I don't know. What do you think about this idea? We did some checking around the country. This does happen. It's not unheard of. But is this too much, do you think?
I think it's an overreach at this point. I don't think it's necessary. I do think 6 votes that will be in block or by way of appointee by the governor versus the 9, all it would take to do is swing 1 or so of those votes, 2 of at most, to the other side, and that would give the state total control and input. We have seen that the achievement school districts run by the state didn't do too well. So I think we have to really think about what does it mean to have local autonomy versus state control.
That was my response, was the state has tried this before. The achievement school district has been, speaking of dysfunctional, this was the school district, for those who don't know, that the state created, allowing it to dip into any school system in the state and choose a failing school and try to reform it, blow the whole thing open, fire the teachers, fire the principal, and start all over. And it really hasn't worked very well at all. And they've gone through superintendents of that school district more than Memphis has.
Well, Mark White has been around for quite some time. You would think that he would know this and recognize it. But what gets me about this whole idea that Representative White has is almost the optics of it too. Doesn't he understand that here he is, a white legislator from a majority white district here in East Memphis and Germantown, who was elected to a white supermajority Republican legislature, and now he wants to get the state government to tell a majority black city how to run its elected school board when the majority of the students in that school system are African American. To me, this is Jim Crow 2.0.
Wow.
I just
Another mic drop moment.
I'm serious about it. I mean, Jim Crow laws were meant to marginalize African Americans, and that's exactly what this is all about. And I have a lot of respect for Mark White. I think he's been a good legislator for his district, but I think he's stepping overboard into an area he shouldn't be in.
You're aware that he sent a letter to Althea Green, the head of the school board. I'm sure he would angrily defend himself to what Susan just said. And just look at the track record. You know, the school system has had years and years and years of problems. We haven't made a lot of headway in a lot of categories. 23% literacy rate among third graders. What are your thoughts?
Well, to my view, so has the legislature had years and years and years of problems. But they would not be happy if somebody like the president decided, let's put some more people in the legislature to try to straighten that mess out up there. Susan, I think, is on target here. But I did hear late on Friday that at least 1 or 2 other members of the legislature had talked to Mark White, and he may be backtracking on this now because he may see what you were talking about here. The optics are bad, and he comes across as someone that's just sort of overstepping his authority here. So I would be surprised if this legislation even moves forward.
You know, if the governor appoints people to the school board, they become political appointees, as opposed to people, those 9 members who are elected by the people. And that's a big difference. And, you know, who's to say? I can tell you right now that political appointees aren't the panacea to turn our school system around.
I think the bigger question that we have to really look at right now, though, is funding. Let's talk about the roles that both of these bodies who have had input or conversation about what just took place with the school board, what they do to control the funding. The state helps to determine our funding, and the county commission votes on it and distributes. So we have a problem here with bodies that are suggesting we don't like what you're doing, we need to appoint people to your board, board. We want you to stop your hiring process, and now we've got to support you financially. What does that mean in the upcoming term?
Well, I really hope that they won't be that vindictive, because
You
the
think?
board, well, I'm hoping that they won't be that vindictive, because I think the school board did the right thing. Move ahead with the 3 finalists and pick what I see right now.
The school
as
board
best
made a
course.
major statement today. They said on Friday, they said local control is more important, and they went forward.
All right, I got to move on, but I do think Dr. Fagan's primary responsibility, assuming she reaches a contract, is exactly what you're saying. She's got to convince those leaders in both bodies, the state level and the county level, to say, new person in charge here. Some of your concerns are going to be addressed,
Right.
and hopefully they'll respond in kind.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the I-40 protest and a move by the state to try and stop people from doing that by making it a felony to stop traffic as part of a protest. We'll be right back.